Before we left Seattle, Coach Harrod had us stand in center court and look at all 10 of the banners. And he said we had the opportunity to bring one home. We looked up and we realized that we could be a part of history. We could bring back the days of the Wooden era and bring back national titles. We have something to do. We have something to accomplish. We took it upon ourselves. We believed in each other, and we accomplished it.
Dahmer driving, good dish, Bailey, Final Four highlight there. To Charles to end. O'Bannon, and UCLA can hang a banner in Westwood.
Wizards again, the official 1995 NCAA basketball championship video. By the end of 3 weeks of the most exciting and intense spectacle in sport, there was joy again in Westwood, California, as the UCLA Bruins won their first NCAA championship in 20 years. UCLA's success brought them college basketball's ultimate reward. But for others, just playing in the tournament was satisfaction enough, the culmination of a winter full of hard work and hoop dreams.
Let's go! Right now!
Hello. Nice.
Behind the back dribble, spin move in the lane, reverse, it's good! Holy cow!
With the first weekend to remember, the 1995 tournament got off to a free-for-all start. There were heroics and heartaches, buzzer beaters and upsets, as well as a record-tying 6 overtime games. Early on in the Midwest, Miami of Ohio ended 5th-seeded Arizona's dream of a second consecutive trip to the Final Four. Oklahoma, the Southeast 4th seed, tried to take Manhattan, but couldn't.
Jaspers have upset the Oklahoma Sooners.
In the tournament's longest game in more than a decade, Old Dominion went 3 dramatic overtimes before knocking out the East number 3 seed, Villanova.
Old Dominion wins, 89-81.
And when Weber State surprised Michigan State, it not only beat the Southeast number 3, it closed out the illustrious coaching career of Judd Heathcote. But against Georgetown in the second round, the 14th-seeded Wildcats ran out of magic and out of time.
Hanging jumper by Artisan, no! Rebound, Reed! It's good! Georgetown has beat Weber State!
For the Memphis Tigers, time was on their side in their second-round upset of Purdue.
With 1-1 to go! David Ford with the putback!
Despite the upsets, 12 of the tournament's top 6 teams still managed to move on, including all of the top 8 teams. The Giants, however, would begin to fall in the regional semifinals. Number 4 seed Virginia reached the Midwest Final when it surprised the region's top seed, the Kansas Jayhawks.
They come to Kansas City and eliminated the number 1 seed in the Midwest.
2 New England schools also reached the Elite 8. UConn, number 2 seed in the West, cruised into the regional final with a 10-point win over Maryland.
Huskies of Connecticut, Jim Calhoun and his team.
While neighboring UMass, the 2 seed in the East, took apart Tulsa to earn the Minutemen's first ever trip to a regional final.
The UMass Minutemen advanced to the Final 8.
Ultimately, only 1 top seed made it to Seattle. Not surprising in a year when 7 different schools held the number 1 ranking. From the East came Oklahoma State, the 4th seed. In finishing the year with their 5th straight 20-win season, Coach Eddie Sutton's Oklahoma State Cowboys relied heavily on Bryant Big Country Reeves. In the tournament, Oklahoma State cruised into the regional semifinals, where it used a suffocating defense to upset top-ranked Wake Forest 64-59.
And the Oklahoma State Cowboys are in the round of 8.
Against UMass in the East Regional Finals, senior guard Randy Rutherford teamed with Reeves for a convincing 14-point win as the Cowboys reached the Final Four for the first time since 1951.
I'm going to Seattle. Oh, yeah. I'm sleepless in Seattle, baby.
From the Southeast came North Carolina, the number 2 seed. Once again, it was an exciting year in Chapel Hill, led by All-America Jerry Stackhouse and an awesome starting 5. The Tar Heels of Coach Dean Smith spent much of the season ranked in the top 3 in the country. After surviving a scare against Murray State in the tournament opener, Carolina raced past Iowa State and then turned up the defense in a 10-point win over Georgetown. That led to a regional final matchup against top-seeded Kentucky.
Williams, the leader.
In a game between two of college basketball's most storied programs, the Heels kept up the pressure, putting a halt to the Wildcat Express while running away to a 74-61 win. From the Midwest came another 2 seed, Arkansas. In winning 27 times, Nolan Richardson's defending national champions had another outstanding season. But Arkansas's road back to the Final Four wasn't so easy. In fact, the Razorbacks almost fell in the tournament's first round.
And Arkansas survives a monumental scare from Texas Southern, 79-78.
The second round against Syracuse was even more dangerous for Arkansas. An ill-timed timeout by the Orangemen gave the Razorbacks second life, and Arkansas survived again, this time in overtime, 96-94. In the regional semis against Memphis, Arkansas hung on for a 5-point win, this time in the tournament's record 7th overtime game.
Again in a nail-biter.
The regional final against Virginia was more to the Razorbacks' liking. By their standards, a relatively easy 7-point win and a return to the Final Four. From the West came UCLA, the Final Four's only top-seeded team. Armed with the country's top ranking, the Bruins finished the regular season with a 13-game winning streak and a record of 25-2. In the tournament's first round, UCLA got 20 points from Player of the Year Ed O'Bannon as the Bruins blitzed Florida International. But the second round would be another story. Facing unlikely elimination, UCLA trailed Missouri by 8 at the half. But the Bruins came back, and as time wound down, held a tenuous 1-point lead.
UCLA lead. More inside.
They ran down the clock, and they got a pretty easy shot at the end. And lucky for us, there was enough time on the clock for so Tyus can get the ball inbounds.
Cameron brings it into Tyus Edney.
All I could think about was getting the ball up the court as fast as possible.
Goes down. Yeah, baby! Yeah, baby! Yeah, baby!
It was just a great feeling to know that the shot went through and we were still in the tournament.
Tyus got the ball and went down and gave us that finger roll, and the rest is history.
Against Mississippi State in the next round, the Bruins stormed out to a 21-point halftime lead.
We went out there and we were on a mission, and we just gonna go out there and handle our business, and that's what we did.
In the end, a convincing 19-point victory put the Bruins into the regional final against UConn, where the matching continued.
Final second shot by Edney.
Ty Edney's first half buzzer beater and freshman Toby Bailey's career-high 26 led the way.
every once in a while the freshmen or the sophomores have had to step up, and it just so happens that the UConn game I stepped up, and it was a great feeling.
And the Bruins are heading to Seattle for the Final Four.
So on the first weekend in April, Oklahoma State, North Carolina, Arkansas, and UCLA all came to the beautiful Pacific Northwest, where they gathered in Seattle, each hoping to catch a national championship.
Love to stay in chat, but I'm all tied up at the moment.
On Friday, the 4 finalists gathered at the Kingdome for one last practice. In less than 24 hours, the teams would return to the same court to begin the quest for the national championship. So now was the time to put on a show and enjoy the moment. Would emerge as national champion. As Saturday dawned, anticipation surrounded the Kingdome.
All right, Bruins, yeah, number one, baby, yeah.
I couldn't play, so Big Country's gonna take my spot.
Sorry.
OSU all the way.
UCLA, woo, going all the way, baby.
In the day's first semifinal, UCLA faced Oklahoma State.
The UCLA Bruins into the regular season ranked number 1 in the polls, and they are the favorite here at the Final Four.
National champ.
Oklahoma State arrives in Seattle wearing the glass slipper.
You know, coming in as an underdog is good, you know, because most of the time all the pressure's on the other team.
The tortoise and the hare, really the key story of this game. Which team can force the other guy to play their game? Obviously, both like to play a different style.
It's important for us to control the tempo, whether we control it slowing it down or control it running.
Bruins on 3, 1, 2, 3, go! Let's go, fellas.
From the start, Ty Edney and UCLA tried to take control of the game.
Tyus Edney down through the lane. Go to the hoop, play it up and in. Oh, he looked like a Harlem Globetrotter, Curly Neal.
But Oklahoma State matched the Bruins basket for basket.
Scott Pierce and the Cowboys are on the board.
Early on, the battle was fought on the inside.
Go back to Pierce. Pierce from 18, no. Rebound. Oh, Reeves goes back up and scores.
With both sides having success pounding the ball into the paint.
With the hook. Inside to Reeves.
But it was Oklahoma State's second effort that enabled the Cowboys to jump out on top 11-9.
Oak State takes the lead.
Then UCLA's O'Bannon brothers took over, and the Bruins showed how explosive they could be. First it was Ed, and then brother Charles.
Put her near wing, off the back of the iron, rebound, Charles O'Bannon. He'll lean up, put a shot up, it counts, he's fouled, he'll go to the line. Charlie O, UCLA.
The brothers O'Bannon kept the pressure on, and when Ed hit his second three-point shot in just over a minute, the Bruins had taken over the game.
Shot, Eddie O, the jumper is on tonight.
UCLA up by 7.
Moments later, Ty Edney continued UCLA's run with the shot of the Final Four.
Put up a big shot over the top of his head, hits the glass and goes through. Oh, you gotta see it to believe it. I don't believe it.
The thing about it is he wasn't out of control. You know, he took it and he's very much under control and flipped it up over his head, and there was no doubt about it.
I believe it because I saw it. If somebody told me about it, I'd have a serious question mark.
I really didn't get a good look at it until halftime. I was up looking at a monitor, and they replayed it, and it was an incredible shot.
And the Bruins have beaten Oklahoma State in their own game. They're playing
In one lightning-quick 2-minute stretch, UCLA had scored 11 straight, but Oklahoma State and Bryant Reeves would answer back. First, the Cowboys turned up the defensive pressure. And with Reeves nearly unstoppable, Oklahoma State quickly got back into the game. 3 straight Cowboy baskets closed the Bruins lead to 3.
Driving beautifully for 2. So 6 unanswered for the Cowboys.
Neither team has really established the tempo they want yet.
In this back-and-forth contest, whenever UCLA surged ahead,
Dollar saves it, working the baseline. Wow, put it up with the left hand.
Bryant Reeves was there to almost single-handedly keep Oklahoma State close, scoring 18 in the first half.
We wanted to basically slow them down. We knew that we weren't going to shut them out. We knew we weren't going to stop them.
Andre, alley-oop inside to Reeves, who couldn't make it, comes down and goes back up and scored. Pretty good hustle right there.
Thankfully for the Bruins, they did have an answer for Big Country. The little general, Ty Edney, and the little brother, Charles O'Bannon.
Jump shot, 15-footer, good straight away.
It was the best performance in a key game of this magnitude when we really, really needed him. He certainly stepped up.
Charlie O took it to the hole for 11 first-half points, on his way to 19 for the game. But Reeves kept up the pressure as the teams ended the first half tied.
37 all, and the Cowboy fans here in the Kingdom love it.
Despite the tight game, Bruin coach Jim Herrick was surprisingly happy.
He was pleased, actually. You know, we had lost a pretty comfortable lead, but he wasn't uneasy about it, anything.
Except perhaps Oklahoma State's huge 19-8 edge in rebounds.
That's what we spent the halftime on, was rebounding, because I thought that was really hurting us. I told him, you didn't think this was going to be easy, did you?
7-foot center George Zedek would have to neutralize Reeves if the Bruins wanted to win. But as the second half began, Oklahoma State remained confident and forged ahead of the favored Bruins.
Back away, but he gets it back. Good hustle by Collins. He's going to turn and shoot. Oh, he got it from 3. Oh, man.
Down 3, UCLA knew the time had come to raise its game to another level. The Bruins' smothering defense began to rattle the Cowboys, and the next 5 minutes would belong to the Bruins.
O'Bannon, outlet pass over to Toby Bailey, front court for UCLA. Goes down underneath, gives it off to O'Bannon. He'll do a little shot underneath the hoop. Score it. He's fouled.
One key was the way UCLA clamped down on Randy Rutherford, Oklahoma State's second leading scorer.
From the field in this game.
Well, we guarded him very well. He didn't get a lot of good looks at the basket. We were there with him, and we really got a hand in the face.
Pretty soon they got to figure a way to get Randy Rutherford open.
I thought we guarded him very well and contained him all day long.
Another was the spectacular play of Ed O'Bannon.
And here they come.
And his brother Charles.
Pull up.
This is the kind of run we talked about.
Reeves lost control of it.
Charles on the far side, drive the baseline, go to the hoop, try a reverse layup. It's up, in, soft touch, good. Oh, Charlie O. Back to brother Ed. He'll go to the hoop. Joe Hooker, good.
Bruins on the end of an 11-0 run.
In the last 4:50, they lead 48-40.
But once again, Oklahoma State refused to quit as the Cowboys' 2 stars brought their team back.
Gets the ball into Reeves' country, right to the hoop, shoots, scores, and he's fouled.
What a timely play right there. Reeves.
Feed it off to Rutherford. He'll stop. Three-pointer in and out and then in.
Bruins cannot break contact with this team. They went on a nice 11-0 run. All of a sudden, their shots are not falling and not taking advantage of opportunities. OK State right back in the game, down by 1.
Chance to go ahead.
Inside to Reeves, country turn, shoots, scores! Cowboys are up by 1 with 9:27 to go, 49-48. What a basketball game.
In this physically and mentally intense contest, there was no backing down on either side. And with the game entering its most critical stage, neither team could pull away.
Cowboys playing some D right now.
It's been a seesaw battle. It was tied at the half at 37-all. Ball brought in to J.R. Henderson. Put up a 15-footer. Good over the top of Big Country Reed.
It has been the game of the tortoise, not the hare.
But when Ty Edney made his presence felt down the stretch, the hare had his day. Edney led the UCLA charge, scoring 11 of his game-high 21 points in the final 8 minutes.
Oh, what a shot by Tyus Edney!
Sometimes I've said, Tyus, don't go into the traffic so much. There's 7-footers in there.
They cannot stop his dribble penetration. That's what he's got to do the rest of the way.
Edney to the hole. What a floor general.
With less than 3 minutes to play, the Bruins seemed to have the game in hand. But when Randy Rutherford hit his 4th three-pointer of the day, UCLA's lead was again down to a single point. But Edney had one more magic trick to play.
Puts up a spin shot, bounces it off the glass with some English, and he makes it. Oh!
Edney's really taken over in the end, hasn't he?
Edney's basket started a 12-0 Bruin run, which closed out the game. Importantly, UCLA had controlled Reeves in the second half, limiting Big Country to just 7 points and a single rebound as the Bruins held on.
Win by 13 over Oklahoma State, 74-61.
In the day's second semifinal, Arkansas faced North Carolina.
The ball is in the air.
Unfortunately for the Tar Heels, they would begin the game by getting off on the wrong foot.
Right off the bat, Gary Stackhouse in some trouble.
For Carolina, crisis time had come much earlier than expected. Their best player hobbling, the Heels struggled to stay in the game.
Get to the bench.
With Arkansas appearing in its second consecutive Final Four, it was no surprise that the Razorbacks took advantage of North Carolina's misfortune and took control of the game's early moments.
Scotty Thurman, long pass ahead for Corey Beck. He's got it off the glass good.
But North Carolina hung tough and soon surged ahead of the Razorbacks.
Top of the circle, jump shot from there. Good. A three-pointer, Donald Williams. Rebounded Calabria, got it to Wallace. Wallace going down against Dillard. Spins in the lane, lays it up. Good. Wow.
8-point run for the Tar Heels.
8 first-half points from Jeff McGinnis, plus 13 more from Donald Williams, helped the Tar Heels survive Stackhouse's bad ankle. Despite getting just 3 points from its best player, Carolina had built the half's biggest lead. It had been a frustrating opening 20 minutes for Arkansas. Normally an exceptional shooting team from the outside, the Razorbacks just couldn't find the basket.
Look at that range. Dillard.
Carolina's relentless defensive pressure shut down Arkansas's vaunted inside game as well, as the Razorbacks shot only 30% in the first half.
Wow, way too strong. Arkansas has really gone cold. It's missed its last 9 shots.
Leading by 7, the Heels looked to increase their lead as the half drew to a close. But in one incredible moment, the game's momentum changed.
Dwight Stewart, 8 or 10 feet shy of half court, throws it up for 3.
As Dean said, you might make that 1 out of 500 shots, but that was the one. We haven't played well at all, and we're only 4 down. So if we can get some runs together and start playing a little bit better defense, I think we can pull this game off.
Everybody come out and play more. We know what we got to do, baby.
For Arkansas, the second half began as well as the first ended, and within the first 5 minutes, the Razorbacks climbed on top. Trailing by 2, Carolina's offense collapsed.
Carolina over 8 minutes without a field goal.
That drought eventually reached 13 minutes as the game and the Tar Heels' national championship dreams started to slip away. Meanwhile, Arkansas's Corliss Williamson countered his 2-point first half with 19 in the second, at one time scoring 8 straight Arkansas points.
We tried to attack the glass, attack the basket, and get the ball in the hands of Corliss and make him attack.
Inside Williamson, spin move, reverse layup, good. Oh, Corliss Williamson just schooled Rasheed Wallace.
I told myself when I caught the ball, I was going to go aggressively and, just take my man to the basket.
Back to back inside, Williamson turns, shot up, basket will count, and he draws the foul.
He was beating a double team, a triple team before he even had a chance to get there.
Boy, he's locking in about 6 feet from the basket and just controlling his second half.
McDaniel hands it off to Williamson. Short jump shot is good. It is 60-50.
When Williamson and the Razorbacks were through, they had built their lead to 11 with just 3 minutes to play.
He now has 17.
But just when it looked like the Tar Heels were out of the game, they came out of their slump. 10 straight points brought the Heels to within 1. And after 2 Arkansas foul shots increased the Razorbacks' lead, Carolina still had a chance to tie.
Come across the top of the circle, breaks his dribble, hands it off to Donovan, shoots the 3, no good. Rebounded.
North Carolina's rally came up short. In the end, the Heels were beaten by an Arkansas team that had once again refused to give in. For the 5th straight game, the Razorbacks had come from behind, this time to advance to the finals.
For the national championship on Monday night against top-ranked UCLA.
So on Monday night, there would be a gathering of champions. Arkansas, the defender of the crown, and storied UCLA appearing in its 12th championship game with history in its corner.
Thanks.
There was a time not so long ago when UCLA was the symbol of excellence in college basketball. Under the watchful eye of legendary coach John Wooden, the Bruins produced a succession of great teams and outstanding players in dominating the NCAA championship. Beginning in 1964 and continuing for a dozen years ending in 1975, UCLA would carry the championship trophy 10 times, including one incredible stretch of 7 straight. During that period, UCLA, led by some of basketball's greatest stars like Lou Alcindor and the Bruins' other great center, Bill Walton, had an NCAA tournament record of 44-1. It was a dynasty like no other.
Of course, I'm very, very pleased and happy that we were able to achieve that success, at least in the eyes of others. I've heard coaches say, we come into Pauley Pavilion and look at those championship banners, and that scares us. Well, I don't know why it should scare them, but if it did, it pleased me.
When you're going through something like that, you don't understand what it means historically. Now that basketball is such a big part of American life, it's really kind of unbelievable what happened. But a very wonderful part of my life, one that I always will think of fondly.
It's very special to be a part of the UCLA basketball tradition and program. We were not a team that just had local fans. We had fans from around the country, around the world, who loved the way we played, loved our intensity, our enthusiasm, and our accomplishments.
And so on Monday, it was UCLA and Arkansas for the national championship.
For us to finally make it back to the championship game, it's a wonderful feeling. We're not satisfied until we win the national championship. So I think we're going to go out there with a lot of emotion, and hopefully we'll be able to take the championship back home again.
I can't wait. And this is what you come to UCLA for. This is what you go to Arkansas for, to play in this game.
Let's do the best that we can, right? Everybody, we're going hard, we're playing together. Showtime! Showtime! One more time! Showtime! We're playing as one, we're playing as a unit. 1, 2, 3! 1, 2, 3! Battle number 11.
Arkansas, last year's national champions, facing UCLA, which closed out the regular season ranked #1. The Bruins trying to hang an 11th banner at Pauley Pavilion. Meanwhile, it's Arkansas trying to join an elite group of programs that have won back-to-back titles.
So you never know what can happen in a magic moment like this.
At the start, UCLA tried to seize control of the night.
Wow. Good! From 22 feet out in the near corner. Oh, what a way to get started.
But before long, it was Arkansas that established itself as the more aggressive team, playing with the expected confidence of a defending national champion.
Pulls a three-pointer good.
McDaniel 3, and Arkansas is knocked down 2 of them. 8-5 Hogs, and a steal. They take it away from Edney, and Beck puts it in for 2 more.
Bringing out front, stolen by Clint McDaniel. McDaniel drives, lays it up and in, and Arkansas leads it 12-5.
Now you're going to see Arkansas go for the kill.
One reason UCLA seemed uncharacteristically timid and slow was Ty Edney's injured wrist. During the Bruins' semifinal win over Oklahoma State, Edney had suffered a severe sprain, and now against Arkansas, he was completely ineffective.
I think Jim Herrick has seen enough.
Tyus Edney cannot take it to the right side.
Showing a lot of guts out here.
UCLA would have to finish the biggest game of the year without the tie that binds the Bruins offense.
Cameron Dollar coming in for Tyus Edney.
My heart dropped. There's no question about it. My assistants were trying to jack me up and say, hey, this is a big time, you know, motivate me. I said, hey, fellas, this is reality. And our most valuable player, he can't play. That's real. We're playing the Razorbacks. This is the national championship game. And I asked myself, why? Why do we get to this far and this happened to us?
I check into the game and I look around and I'm like, man, I'm caught up in my emotions. And the time I grab the ball, the guy steals it from me, goes and lays it up.
Without Edney in the game, that hell is really going to come on now.
I'm thinking to myself, Cam, relax, man. It's only a game. Do what you've always done. Don't change up anything right now.
Actually, the one thing Cameron Dollar did change was the game's momentum.
Good dish.
Dollar says, let's run the fist play.
Great job by Dollar, splitting the double team.
Cameron Dollar does it again, works his magic.
He didn't do it with the points, but he was the general on the floor. He kept the whole team calm and committed few mistakes. He just took the whole team on his back and carried us.
With Dollar directing the show, UCLA kept Arkansas in its sights.
Into the front court to Dollar, back to O'Bannon, slam dunk underneath.
The game's tone had been set. Dollar and the Bruins wouldn't fold under the fury of Arkansas's pressure defense, and UCLA enjoyed its first run of the game.
Bank shot, ball away, 5-footer, good. Rebound taken by Cameron Dollar. Here come the Bruins into the front court, 4-on-4, get off to George Seedick, 18-footer, good, near wing, Big George. Lose the basketball, stolen by Cameron Dollar. Into the front court to Ed O'Bannon, 3-on-2 to Charles, back to him, slam dunk, UCLA.
That's how we want to run. You want to get it out. Cameron Dollar, good job picking up the loose ball. The Bruins, nice 4-on-2 execution of the fast break.
Bruins have taken the lead 17-16.
And the Razorbacks have really gone stagnant on offense, Mike. They haven't scored since they led 16-10.
That, however, would soon change.
First layup by Stewart is good.
Well, Darnell Robinson.
Midway through the first half, the two teams started to find the rhythm as the game and the lead swung back and forth. But when UCLA turned up its defensive pressure, the seasoned Razorbacks surprisingly came away frustrated and confused.
By Cameron Dollar, the half shot rejected. Ed O'Bannon, no.
Nice shot by Baylor.
By Charles O'Bannon.
By Charles O'Bannon.
Stewart puts up a three-point ball.
That one stolen by Ed O'Bannon. Boy, he's been reading that all night. Finally got one. Bailey had it on his hip, now off the glass.
Rebound, tipped away. Stolen from Scotty Thurman.
It did a serious ball fake on Scotty Thurman. Made it like he was going to throw a pass. Pull the ball back like it was on a string. Scotty fell for it.
Bailey, three-pointer. Bailey again. Bailey has 10 points. As we said, Billy, he would have to be one to step up tonight. Bruins enjoying their largest lead.
For most of the first half, Arkansas looked out of sync. But with just under 4 minutes to play in the half, the Razorbacks started to turn the game around.
Rematch with an outlet, threw it away. Gave it right back. Bailey, ball knocked away. Scramble for it. Rematch, gets it ahead to McDaniel, lays it up.
Clint McDaniel had 16 first-half points, and with that basket gave Arkansas the lead. But back came the Bruins again.
And J.R. Henderson gives UCLA the lead. It's the end of the first half with the score. The Bruins 40, the Razorbacks 39.
When that last 20 minutes came up at halftime and we were ahead, at that point we knew that we were going to win the game. We weren't going to be denied.
Game, man, it's our game.
Let's do this. Let's go, man. Let's go.
One more. 21 to go.
We had 20 more minutes to win a banner.
UCLA came out for the second half intent on winning the championship.
In the second half, we really just solidified ourselves as knowing that, hey, we're going to be national champions. Let's turn up another notch.
O'Bannon. Zedek.
Two quick George Zedek baskets got the Bruins off and running.
Cameron Dollar.
This is the best conditioned team in America.
Taken by Ed O'Bannon. Taken Charles. Charles down the center to Cameron. Back to Charles. He'll lay it up and in. COD.
We wanted to keep taking the ball to the hole.
Great pass by Dollar. Oh, comes out of there with O'Bannon.
Everyone pretty much took it upon themselves to take their game to another level.
Especially freshman Toby Bailey.
Bailey up and out. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Oh, what a shot. Jumping John Bailey. Reverse slam dunk UCLA.
Don't turn on Dwight Stewart and look at him as you're dunking, John Garfield. That's just too cold.
A 10-point lead for UCLA.
In Saturday's semifinal, Toby Bailey scored just 2 points. Tonight, in the biggest game of his life, Bailey was on his way to 26.
Toby just stepped up. He loves to play up and down, and we love to run whenever possible. Toby just excelled. He hit the shots. He got rebounds. He was just really big for us.
Thanks to his remarkable knack for finding holes in the Razorback defense, Bailey came up with several key baskets.
That's the thing that I do naturally to score, and coach was just giving me the green light.
With the national championship on the line, Bailey was on a blitz, especially midway through the second half, where the Bruins found themselves now 10 points ahead. But like their 5 previous tournament games, there would be no quit in the defending national champions.
9-point ball game. Thurman inside to Corliss Williamson. Fakes once, goes up for a shot, knocked away. Stewart is right there, sticks it back.
2 Dwight Stewart baskets.
Stewart turnaround.
And then a Corey Beck 3 brought the Razorbacks to within striking range.
Pointer good.
After a timeout, the Razorbacks are showing signs of another comeback.
Despite being outplayed, Arkansas had closed to within 4 with just over 6 minutes to go.
Around, and there's the 3.
And the man they want shooting it. Oh!
Unfortunately for Arkansas, Scotty Thurman and the Razorbacks' other big scorer, Corliss Williamson, struggled all night long. After failing to score in the first half, Thurman had just 5 points in the game, while Williamson shot poorly as well, making only 3 of 16 and being held to 12 points. Even with the subpar performances of its 2 stars, Arkansas still had UCLA concerned.
They'd cut it to 4 and we'd been up 10 and hang in there, and don't ever look at me like you're tired. You don't get tired in a championship game. You just got to play through it. You know, you got all summer to rest.
We just have to dig deep and look inside our hearts and see if we have what it takes to win this game.
The Bruins did have what it took to win the game, and his name was Ed O'Bannon.
And this is the time for the player of the year to step up.
Terrific job by Ed O'Bannon.
On his way to being named the Final Four's most outstanding player, O'Bannon capped off his All-America career with 30 points and 17 rebounds.
I wanted to have the ball. If we were going to win or lose, I wanted it to be because of me. Simple as that.
He's the best basketball player in America.
Up the jump hooker straight away from 3 feet, good.
And you better get the ball to Ed O'Bannon. He's the source. He's what got us where we are.
O'Bannon.
He really raised himself up into another tax bracket.
This is his night to shine, and that's what he did. It was like the spotlight was on him. I think he stepped up on center stage and enjoyed the spotlight.
Across the timeline to Charles, to Bailey.
In the game's final 5 minutes, UCLA slowly increased its lead and was never challenged.
Stop and dunk by Bailey. Jimmy elevated to another height, didn't he? He went up halfway and then kept right on going.
On this night, the Bruins would win going away.
Long pass to Charles into the front court.
Yeah, baby. Good. Is that positive? Enough for you?
COD. Charles O'Bannon delivers.
There was a wizard in the stands and some magic on the floor. Jim Herrick at UCLA can hang a banner in Westwood.
For UCLA, it was time to celebrate the school's 11th national championship.
To win a national championship, certainly professionally, it's the pinnacle of my coaching career. It's what every coach has dreamed of, and I've dreamed of it my whole life. And it's just the greatest thrill professionally in my life.
Winning the national championship means a lot. It's something that every collegiate student athlete wants to do. We won it. We won the national championship, and there's no better feeling.
Just to be #1 in the country and have a national championship and to be able to hang a banner, and we're the ones who put a banner back up there. And now we can say, you know, we made our mark, and whenever we go in poly, we can say that's ours.
The return to glory was complete. For the first time in 20 years, the Bruins were wizards again.
UCLA #1. Nobody in the country can get it. Nobody. We're #1 team in the country. Get it.
It's a new era at UCLA, and I'm beginning to like this.
This has been a Black Can.